For the Patriot Act in 2001, and you were concerning healthcare, I have a question about H.R. 3400, which is something that we haven't hardly talked about here at all. You say you're supporting it. I checked online last night. There's 27 Republicans who have co-sponsored it. Your name is not among them. My question about H.R. 3400 is this. In section 399T, there's a provision for health care tribunals. Tribunals are a pretty scary thing, and I'd like you to explain that.
That's why I didn't support it. There are 3 Republican plans out there. I haven't supported all of them. I picked the one that I thought was best. It happened not to be 3400. In regard to the first point, I don't know if everybody heard it. It was that I supported the Patriot Act, and that was unconstitutional. Let me say to you, the Patriot Act, which I take, you want to know for good or for bad, I take a lot of credit for it, because when 9/11 occurred, I was the chairman of the crime subcommittee that originated a lot of this legislation. And in fact, more than you want to hear today, I was actually driving by the Pentagon when it got hit on that morning of 9/11. And it just so happened that, almost just incredible, that the chairman of the subcommittee would pass 2 or 3 really historic pieces of legislation to try to keep the country safe in such a quick period of time. As far as the Patriot Act, if there's anybody that has any concerns about whether it's constitutional or not, every single provision has been challenged in almost every liberal federal court in America, and found even by liberal federal judges to be constitutional. The ones that are not constitutional.
My name is Andy, and I actually work for the insurance company.
You can answer all the questions.
Indeed, I can. But where does, help me make sense of this. Now, I know earlier you talked in reference to the actual 10 million, there's 46 million people that are uninsured. Of course, I get that every day because I work in the industry. Now, how is this fair where me, an American, will have to, what the government takes us over, I might lose my job for a bunch of illegals? And to follow up on that, show some respect, son. To that, my take on healthcare reform. Yes, I do believe that the 10 million people who actually need it deserve it. Okay, that I'm with. Okay. However, the people that are lazy, that don't want to sign up, and the illegals, get them out or do something with them. Okay. President Obama has called my company filthy for not wanting to provide health care. The fact is, 85% of Americans are happy with their health care. The vast majority is 85% of people. Okay, thank you very much. But my take on health care reform is fixing what's already established. Okay, let me tell you a story. The other day, I went to HEB. Lone Star card, which is promoting an unhealthy life. And who's paying for that? We are. We're paying for all those people that there is not.
And let's show some respect here for everybody. You're up.
Step up.
My question is this. Is there none of your colleagues that made it through 3rd grade math? Now, according to the figures we hear on television, there are 29 million people who don't have health care, or choose not to have health care, or what have you. Also figures that we hear is that if this public option is included, that only 30% of the doctors will participate. Now, if you take 29 million new patients, they may have come from someplace else, but they've taken the government option and they're now dumped into the lap of the 30% of the doctors.
Doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. There's just not enough hours in the day. And you can legislate that we're going to fly the Capitol building in Austin to El Paso, but that doesn't get it off the ground.
Thank you. I want to comment on the gentleman had a question. By the way, I'm not a racist, but
Gentleman had a comment.
There we go. Don't cut me off yet. You're like my wife at the dinner table. The gentleman over here commented a while ago. He's probably 2 people ago. He commented on why does this healthcare seem like it's socialism shoved down our throats? I did want to make a comment on that, and I'm going to give you a question. A lot of people, y'all probably don't know of a group called the Apollo Group. Okay?
The Apollo Alliance.
I've got it on my question card here. Everybody in the Apollo Group. Okay, you need to find out who's pushing socialism, who's writing cap and trade, who's writing
That's right.
these healthcare reform bills. It's the Apollo Group. Just, you can go on your own. Real quick, I'm going to tell you a little about myself and where I come from. I know a little bit about you. I represent about 1,600 people in a group. I'm not part of a Tea Party. I'm not part of anything. We're just a bunch of individuals. We're Masonaries, we're doctors, we're lawyers, we're professional people, we're even highway workers. And as I sit here at 43 years old, look across, most of y'all are part of the 60 and older group, they're part of the greater generation that's ever been here.
That's right.
I don't assimilate myself with my age group. I assimilate myself to, obviously, this group here. I'm here for a reason. But as I look here and sit there and look at all these people that came here today, you know, my questions are about healthcare, cap and trade, and other things. I just want to make people aware of my questions. My questions are the Federal Reserve and the IRS. The Federal Reserve is no more federal than FedEx. They're not. And I want to talk about my question, not so much healthcare. I want to know where you stand on putting a flat tax and abolishing the 3 million page IRS code.
Lots of good points made. The last question was, where am I on the flat tax or fair tax? I am in favor of tax reform, but I do want to preserve charitable contributions. I do want to preserve tax deduction for mortgages because I have to think home ownership is good. So there are some changes that I would make, but I certainly think that we can get down to something awfully close to that, even if it's not an absolute flat tax. But I'm happy to scrap the IRS code and start over and do some good.